So CoffeeZilla dropped his expose on Bricks and Minifigs, and he gave us a lot of clarity into what the situation was. Reckless Ben was going around and doing what his name says, kind of being reckless. But CoffeeZilla actually did his due diligence, and what he found changes the narrative in a lot of ways. A lot of basics of this case have changed. Instead of it being the $200,000 Lego heist, it's more so around the $20,000 Lego heist, according to his estimates, with about $80,000 that haven't been paid to the original owners of the Legos. But that's not even the biggest issue in this case now. What we have learned about the rampant corruption in Utah and the CEOs of Bricks and Minifigs is the most damning things I think ever. So to catch you up, right now Reckless Ben is under a temporary restraining order and he has a RICO case on him. They put a racketeering charge on Reckless Ben. I mean, yeah, he wasn't going about everything in the smartest way, but to put a organized crime charge on him is a bit overkill. So right now, Ben can't say anything. He can't release part 3. He cannot talk or even take Bricks and Minifigs' name. And the GoFundMe, which he set up for Brian, we don't know if that money is actually going to Brian or if they put the GoFundMe back up because it was taken down. Did they put it back up just for the money to go to Bricks and Minifigs? So you can't even donate it knowing that it'll go to Brian. But the good thing we got out of this is that whether or not the Lego heist is as big as they said, what we ended up finding out with CoffeeZilla's video is that these CEOs do not know what they're doing. And in their attempts to cover everything up, they have really tanked their whole company. I really don't see how this company will ever bounce back. I mean, take for example, them trying to explain why there was a U-Haul outside of the store the day corporate swooped in and did a hostile takeover of Crystal's franchise.
Brandon flew in to Eugene that night, at midnight. So on the flew from Utah on the 13th, but landed in Oregon on like midnight of the 14th. Went and got a rental truck, and then went and stayed at a trailer that had previously been moved up there.
He changed the story 2 times. And then he's just going on to say bold-faced lies, saying that he never had access to the POS system. He never had access to the spreadsheets of all the transactions, which CoffeeZilla very much exposed right at the end of his documentary.
Well, I think they would say they provided the documentation, and you guys say you need more documentation. So I mean, that's kind of the
right. A spread, like I understand, a spreadsheet and a contract are a good start.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we never got that. That was never sent to us at corporate, by the way.
Y'all do have the spreadsheet though, yeah? Y'all have the spreadsheet.
That was shared online, but months after we asked for it.
It says it's. I'm so confused. It says I'm on the file right now. It says storage used, owned by BAM Franchising Inc. Owner Salem.or bricksandminifigs.com.
What are you looking at?
It says owner Salem.or at bricksandminifigs.com. That's you guys. It says owned by BAM Franchising Inc. It says created September 6, 2024. And when I look at it, this is the Mansell list, I believe.
So this would have been created under we.
But everyone must be thinking, what now? Obviously, this went from just not a simple heist, but a heist of Legos to something way bigger than anyone thought it could be. The pessimist in me wants to say that nothing will happen. The Utah Police Department will continue being as corrupt as they want to be, and they will get their way, although Bricks and Minifigs won't keep their reputation afloat after all this. But if I want to say positive, there is a very big federal case that could be made now. I'm not a lawyer, but this is corruption plain as day. And there is a chance someone in the federal government is taking a look at this. But all we can do is kind of wait. And that's unfortunate because since this is going to court, this is going to be a very long and slow process. And the most we can do is not forget about it. It's going to sound a bit corny, but everyone has to keep talking about this case. Because again, this is not just about Legos. It's about widespread corruption. How is a whole police department and judicial system in a state corrupt at this point? The fact fact that they have the gall to stop Ben with a false reason and to search them and their car without a warrant for 2 hours and then still try to arrest him, successfully arrest him without bail, forcing this man to flee to Mexico. How long has this poor guy been in Mexico for? And fleeing the country is probably not going to help his case because he is now officially served through email, unlike he could. Just all such a horrible situation. If there's any good to come out of this, it's not going to be for months or maybe even years, but the most we could do is constantly let people know how bad of a company Bricks and Minifig is. The only problem is that the collateral damage is all the franchisees, because I can promise you their business is fully down. And also, Crystal's franchise isn't the only one that they hostily took over. She had a podcast recently with all the other franchises of Bricks and Minifigs that the CEO swooped in and took as soon as they got some giant consignment. So this is a thing that's been going on for a while. How much of a cut are they giving to the police? Who's getting what? This guy is literally so evil, he has a twirl in his mustache. Anyways, keep the fight on. Like and subscribe. Don't forget about Bricks and Minifigs. Bye-bye.